Ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. Fitzy, fourth video for the year for us, or fifth if you include the pre-season ones we tried to do. But anyway, we'll get straight into it. Fitzy, there wasn't too many surprises this week. Obviously, there's a couple of injuries which we already knew about, but rookie-wise, there wasn't too many that were dropped.
Not particularly,
apart from probably like Jed Anderson, that was probably about it from what I could see. But we'll get straight into it, Fitzy. So your boys, your mob against the Bombers.
We're up in a boot.
Against WADA.
Against WADA. God, bloody hell. Yeah, so we've got... I'm excited for a Friday night game because we get one or two every year. Usually we play like a Carlton or someone, so this should be an actual, like a good game.
Hey, you played Geelong last year on a Friday night.
Oh, yeah. Did we beat you?
No.
Okay, we don't want to worry about that then. For North Melbourne, McMillan's in for Wood, having a rest. For Essendon, no one to really get excited about. Like Kyle Langford's a cheap rookie, but his job security would be pretty bad. So
he'll be like Jed Anderson, sort of in 1 week, out the next.
Yeah, wouldn't be too excited about getting him in. But what do you reckon about Todd Goldstein as vice captain for this game?
Oh, you'd be silly not to, wouldn't you? He's up against Bell Chambers.
I'm very tempted to do it. Bell Chambers has been terrible, particularly in the ruck contest. So I might even consider that this week.
Yeah, it's either that or I'm not sure what the early Saturday games are, but he's probably going to be your pick. Him into probably Fife would be the one. I think Collingwood and Richmond play on Saturday, so that could be another one.
All right, let's have a look as we scroll through the games.
Well, Adelaide, St Kilda. So obviously the big one there is Rory Sloane, cheekbone. So obviously 6 weeks. If he is out for the full 6, it will carry him to about round 15, I think it was, or something like around 14, was it?
With the bye, I suppose that include the bye, but what are we now? Around 7. So
is it like around 14 or something? I think with the bye. So look, it's 4 to 6, so there's a possibility he could come back within 4 weeks, which will be just before their bye, I think.
I think they've got the round 11 bye. They've got the first bye, which will
be handy because he'll only then miss probably four games. So, but yeah, just keep an eye out on how he tracks with his recovery. So, on the Saints, unchanged. Fitzy, we haven't seen that for a while.
They're full of confidence. Where is Mackenzie? There he is. Dan Mackenzie named on the wing. He's got to be probably one of the most traded in rookies this week. I'm jumping on him. I'd recommend everyone else does as well.
He's for sure.
He started, I think he had an injury in the pre-season, so he had a slow start to the year, but you'd imagine he would have been named round 1 if he was fit. So
definitely.
He's one to jump on. But
and if you haven't jumped off Nathan Van Berlo yet, please do so.
Yeah. That's it. I think he's... I don't even know what he scored last week.
Loney's on the bench, but I would probably say Sinclair will be the sub again this week.
Yeah, he'll be safe there. And Jake Lever he kept his spot in the team, so I think he'll be.
I think he'll be right.
He'll be a good one to look at last week. High draft pick. Adelaide want to get games into him and Kelly. I think they'll be up and about at Adelaide Oval. So hopefully, I'm waiting for a good performance from Brodie Smith. But if he has a good game, I reckon everyone should be jumping on him next week as a really cheap backline upgrade. I had one more person I noticed there, but I can't even think of who it was now, Gracie. I've had a long day. I've had a very long day. But, I think the... actually, I know who it was. It was Alice Yeoman. So he's obviously... he's still listed as 1 to 2 weeks.
Hamstrings are dodgy, so never trust them.
Now, a few people are saying that even when he comes back and he's healthy, he might struggle to get into the team. Now, Brad Crouch might be thereabouts by then, but obviously Sloane will probably still be out. But I'm probably looking to trade this week. I've got a real tough situation in the midfield where I'm missing all my bench, basically. So he's probably going to have to go. His break-even's still a little, so if you can hang on to him, then do it. But if you need some money, he might be one to trade down to Mackenzie. And then you've got a link with Sard in the back line, which I don't particularly mind. So I think he's probably going to go for a lot of people. Here we go.
So Hawthorn Melbourne, the next one, Fitzy. So this might be a little bit one-sided. So the Demons have swung the axe.
They have.
Although omitted by Jake Kennedy Harris. Well, he did have 5 possessions in his 100th game or whatever it was.
Awful, just awful.
So Grimes is back in. He just in and out like a yo-yo.
Yep.
I don't know. Viv Mitchie's in, Fitzy.
Oh,
and Matt Jones.
Matt Jones. He's my smoky for captain this week, Matty Jones.
So, and then for the Hawks, obviously we said Jed Anderson's been omitted again.
Yeah.
I started with him, I obviously had him at the start of the year, but I've traded him out since then. But
so, yeah, no Jed Anderson captain this week for the Sarge. You'll be disappointed.
He will be. He'll be shattered. Absolutely shattered. So.
But it's interesting because our video from the other day that went up today, and we're talking about Anderson being put in and out of the team because they're not playing all the young kids, and they've got all these 30-year-olds they've brought. For all, they'd be pushing 30, and obviously all the guys they've got in there already. So it's a bit strange why they're not playing some of these guys, but fair enough. But if you had, I wish Jordan Lewis was playing because I would have put the VC on him for that game. But otherwise, another guy, Gracie, I'll point out, because for all he's come back in, does that mean that Hogan's now got a tough matchup with Gibson in there as well?
No, I still think he'll be okay. For all he's underdone for me, like he's missed 4 weeks now, is it?
I think so. He played the first game. I think that was it.
Yeah,
wasn't
so
it?
he's missed four games. You know, he hasn't had much match practice. Like I don't think he's played in VFL, has he? I don't think he played last week.
So brought him straight in.
Yeah, I'd say he'll still be a bit underdone. He's matched up on Chris Dawes there, but that may change. But they still are obviously missing Brian Lake, so we'll just see how he goes. He is, he dominated against Alex Rance, and he still did okay against Luke McFarlane, who's one of the best defenders going around. So just see how he goes. But if you can put him on the bench, I'd have him on the bench this week. So
hang on to him for another week at least.
He's playing, so
absolutely.
Wow, holy moly!
So I noticed before is Cade Simpson still isn't back in, so that's not a good sign.
Yeah,
but the axe has been swung down at Carlton.
Is that Andrew Walker? Oh, knee. I thought he was omitted. God.
No. So Smith, Wiley, who's an awful footballer. Sorry, Mark Wiley. I know he's a supporter of our show, but God, he's terrible. Nick Graham, Dylan Buckley. I don't know why he got dropped. Walker, Blaine, Bokhurst, and Jones all omitted. And you look at the
Walker's
guys too.
knee, obviously.
And Walker's had a knee. But look at the guys they've brought in: White, Yaron, okay, Watson, Troy Menzel. Yeah, he's probably a future gun. Karatzo, Dick, and Tutt. Like you're getting all these spud guys in. Like they should be getting games into Buckley and Nick Graham should be getting another run. Like why?
Boker should keep playing.
Exactly. It's showing the wrong signs to these kids that they're just getting given one game and then just drop them. I mean, what's the point? Like Jason Tutt probably won't even be on their list next year. Like he's a spud. Out of the ends, I mean Troy Menzel and Yaron, they're best 22 players. Karatzo's probably borderline now, but Simon White and Watson, they're just wasting their time with these guys. I don't know what they're doing, but they'll get absolutely thumped by the Giants. I'm predicting that.
It'll
be
be
a big
100
game.
points, I reckon.
Yep, I hope it is too. And then like who does he bring in next week? No one. But
Matt Grace.
You probably get a game if you went down to training. But like I said, Simpson's not back in yet, but he shouldn't.
They're going to get absolutely mauled with no Simpson or Walker.
I know. And Buckley's the other one who runs the ball out the back line.
They got Tui and I suppose they got Yaron back, which is okay.
But he's just going to punch someone in the face and get suspended again, or he'll just go missing or do a hamstring. So
true.
Nothing exciting there. Here we go. The Booze squad, Gracie. They're all back.
They are
for Gold Coast.
I tell you what, that's some pretty good ins though.
They're not bad, are they? Mackenzie, Jack Leslie.
Is he a first gamer?
I don't think so. I reckon he played last year. I reckon he played a few games. Bennell and Danny Stanley. I think Danny Stanley hasn't played a game this year, but they've got no one else to pick from, so he's come in. Interestingly, Mitch Hallahan got dropped. I thought that was a little bit bizarre. He seemed to play all right last week, so whether it's for rotations or he's a bit out of favour, I'm not really sure. But the talking point for Gold Coast is obviously Adam Sard. Got the hamstring injury.
And Josh
another
Glenn.
one. And Glenn, he's done the ankle, but Sard, more importantly, I mean, if you can hang on to him, keep him on the bench because his break-even's
I think he'll only be a 1 weeker by the sounds
Hopefully.
of it. I think it might be just a bit of tightness.
Yep.
Just taking a bit of precaution. So
this is the part of the season, they might, if they haven't had a great pre-season or whatever, then they might get a bit tired, a bit niggly, so they give them a rest.
This will be a 100-point game too.
Kennedy
will kick 10 on Henry.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Shade.
Well,
he was a downgrade option. You texted me about today or yesterday.
Yeah, he's averaging just under 60 or something like that, I think. So
I don't know.
I just saw him come up when I was looking at trading.
That's it. I mean, Thompson and May, their two main defenders.
Well, May's not far away anyway from his...
That's right. But,
what did he get? 3 weeks?
3 weeks,
So he's got
this week and next week,
yeah.
and then he's back in. So I wouldn't be bothering. I'd be getting Mackenzie anyway, or get Jake Lever a week early over Shade. But look at the key defenders. They got Shade and Leslie. Probably 3 game experience between
Jesse
them.
Lonigan.
So yeah, it's not looking too good for the Suns. And Malcheski's not back in. He's still listed as 1 to 2 weeks. And I think I might have mentioned in our last video, the knee's got soreness and is the one he had the last surgery on. So I wouldn't be surprised if he was going to be out for a bit longer. This should be a good game, Grace. Your mob Geelong up against Sydney.
I'm not confident because last time we went up to Sydney wasn't very pleasant.
What happened there?
But that was at the SCG. We lost by 110 points.
This is at ANZ.
This is at ANZ. So the last time we played them at ANZ, we did beat them by 9 goals.
When was that?
2010, I think, or 11.
Fair enough.
What do you mean 11?
I think just looking at the team there, they do match up pretty well. Like Geelong got a few big defenders to match up on Goodsy and all the tolls down there, so it should be an okay game.
Yeah, I don't like Jed Buse on Adam Goods.
I don't think that's where they'll be lining up. You think who else they got in there? Blitzarves might have to play a bit more in defence since he's Mr. Everywhere.
But a good in here, Fitzy, is Sam Blease. He is 170,000.
Yep.
So he could be one to watch out for. He's very quick. I don't think he'll be the sub, to be honest. I reckon it might be like Darcy Lang or someone like that, but just never know.
Yeah, you'd think they want to, because the Swans obviously move the ball very quickly. They're good, good by hand. They want to get a bit of pace in there to sort of counteract that. He might play on a wing and run the ball out of defence a little bit. So
obviously the big one here, Fitzy, is Tom Mitchell. So do you bring him in at 405k? He's averaging 119. His break even was about 50 or something like that, 55. So he's going to go up quite a bit. It's a tough one. I was having a quick look through on Fan Footy today, Fitzy, and there was a subject or a post about Tom Mitchell, and someone actually said that he actually was going out with John Longmire's daughter. And apparently it ended badly, so that's why he's not getting a game.
Did you read 2 pages in front of that?
I had a big laugh. It was quite great. It was quite funny, but
John Longmire's daughter's 8 years old. By the way, I thought it was hilarious.
It was gold.
It was great. There was a few guys on that forum today. I think it had a few drinks after work because there was some gold on there today.
They did a Sarge.
There was some gold on there today. But
where is Mitchell named, actually?
He's named on the ball. I don't know. He's got a low break even. Yes, he's going to go up in price, but you're not trading him in to make money. You're trading him in to be a keeper. So you've got to keep that in mind. Is he going to be a top 6 or a top 10 forward? Or, you can play him in your midfield, of course. I'm personally not going to pick him up. I've already got Swan and Franklin as round 12 buy players, and I'm thinking of bringing in Goddard as well, so I might just keep the one Sydney forward, but I don't really know. I'm a bit hot and cold. I'm just, like I said in our video the other day, they haven't been picking him because of matchups, and that really concerns me because I don't think Longmire, it seems like he doesn't rate him that highly, and I think if they're going to shuffle players
even though every other club in the competition would love to have him.
He'd be a top 6 player in just about any other side, but that does put me off a lot because you don't want to trade him in, he makes a bit of money, but then he gets dropped next week. I mean, that's what happened to him last year. He had a couple of good games at the start. I think he got subbed off in the round 3 game, and then we never saw him again. So I'm a little bit concerned. I think that's enough to put me off personally.
Yeah.
If I was going to look at someone in that price range, it'd be Steve Johnson for Geelong. He's a fraction more expensive, $5.26, but he'd be the guy.
$4.26.
$4.26. Yeah. So I'd be leaning towards him if I was picking out one of the two. Obviously, Johnson's only a midfielder, but he's the sort of guy that could come in. He'll make some quick cash if he gets suspended for 3 games at some stage. Well, hopefully you can side trade him to a premium, but I'm going to pass. I'm not sure what you're thinking. You've been considering him all week.
Yeah, I started the week when the lockout finished. Tom Mitchell was straight in there, mainly because of the forward mid-link, but Stevie J is looking a lot more attractive now. I'm just going to, I just don't know yet. It's tough.
These are the sorts of decisions that you get the right player in, they could really put you forward.
If I had an extra 2,400, I'd get Pavlich, but I don't have an extra 2,400.
And I'd probably get him over both of these guys, to be perfectly honest, get a bit of a point of difference in there. But I don't know. Personally, I'm not getting either of them, but Steve Johnson's probably who I'd prefer, just because he's got the runs on the board. He's obviously got the job security, and he had those few bad games, and he's obviously dropped because he was the sub. We don't know what his situation is, sort of thing. Where that's the case with Mitchell, he could disappear next week for a month. But I don't know. I don't really know. it's a tough decision.
Flip a coin.
Flip a coin. I'd probably avoid Mitchell though. That's my bottom line. Avoid Mitchell. Put Stevie J in if you need him, but yeah, for mine, I think it might also come down, like I said, to the buys. If you've already got Swanee and Goddard and maybe Franklin, or someone that's got the buy already, then you might be thinking you might steer away from Mitchell. But yeah, I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
All right, let's move on. Doggies and Freo. This will be an interesting game.
This will be a good game, I reckon. I think the Doggies will match up on the Dockers pretty well, but this could really be a game that tests them. Obviously, the Dockers are flying. Everyone's playing really well for them. How they're going to stop Fife,
Pavlich,
and Pav, of course. If they can show, put on a good performance against the Dockers, and they could be the real deal for this year. But the Dockers are pretty much the team to catch at the moment. They're flying, absolutely flying. And a few key ins for the Dogs though. Boyd's back, Mitch Wallace and Lin Jong as well, and Bailey Dale. Whoever that is, he's into the squad.
First gamer, so keep an eye out on him. He'll most likely, if he gets a game, because obviously this is still an extended bench, so he may be the sub. So
that's it. But for Freo, they've added a few players. McFarlane's back in,
slot straight back in.
Yeah,
definitely.
Who's going to match up on Stringer? He's a tough matchup because he's a bit quick for
he'll do his hammy in the third quarter, so it's not really going to matter.
His hamstringer.
He's been
they're very tough.
Every week he's done something to his hammy, or he's been subbed off after he's kicked 7.
That's right. They're a hard forward line to match up on because you got Boyd. I think obviously big.
Stephen Hill will match up on Stringer, to be honest.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Stephen Hill
or Ibbotson.
Yeah, probably more like.
Well, he's named on a back flank, Hill.
Yeah, but I reckon they're a hard forward line to match up.
Otherwise, Duffield may also go to him.
I could see Duffman playing on him. Where is Duffield
on the bench?
So the one guy we mentioned the other day for Fremantle is Michael Barlow. I'm a strong pass, but have you got any thoughts?
I'd go Mundy if you haven't, or Fife. You don't have Fife by now. You shouldn't be playing Supercoach. So just quietly.
They are $100,000 more expensive.
So
there you go.
You should have at least one of those two in your team at the moment, and if you don't,
agree.
Just hit the quit, unsubscribe Supercoach button right now.
Exactly. Well, let us do it for you. Send your details and we'll quit. Do you reckon this game could be one where Picken goes back to tagging and he sits on Fife for the game?
No, because he's been driving too much of their attacking from the stoppages around on the wings and in the midfield. So I don't think they should change what they've been doing just because they're coming up against an undefeated Fremantle side. I mean, they knocked off Adelaide the other week, who were on fire the first few weeks. So they just got to keep going the way they are, and if they just need guys like I know they're only young, but like Bontempelli to stand up, and you got Boyd back in there now. You got Wallace in there, so they've added a couple of guys, and Rob Murphy off the halfback, and Johannesson's the big one.
Yeah, he's been playing well.
He the first half last week against the Saints, they could not stop his run, and then all of a sudden, once Rewalt went onto a wing, I don't think Johannesson knew what to do, because I think he was that sort of cut-off guy to cut in front of Rewalt. So I don't think he knew what to do, and that's how the Saints got back in it. And Johannesson just went missing in the second half, so he's the big key this week, I think.
But it's all learning, isn't it? Like, he'll probably be one of our first pick defenders in a couple of years if he keeps going the way he is. But on defenders, Picken is an interesting one because he went 50, 50, 50, 140, 140. I think he got 120 last week.
He's in my Supercoach draft.
Yeah, in your draft team. But I don't think I'd be getting him at $500,000, but maybe keep an eye on him for later on. I think he's never scored 100 in his career, just about. So his role's a bit iffy, so I'd probably leave him for now. All right, Richmond and Collingwood at the G, Gracie. At the G, the Matt Grace on Sunday, Arvo.
Matt Grace.
At the G, at the U. But there's a few changes to the teams. A few players have come into the squad.
Vickery's back. Richmond are going to lose.
There you go. Moving on to the next game.
Probably the only one to watch out for is Seedsman's back this week. So it's going to be interesting to see how Oxley goes. So I think he's still named in the back line.
He's probably he's on the bench. He's on the wing. I think he's been named on the wing the last couple of weeks. But because Oxley and Seedsman are both relatively tall running defenders.
They're both on the wing, so there you go.
I think Oxley will be fine. He's pretty much going to be a keeper now for the next couple of weeks at least, maybe a bit longer. But
and Jordan De Goey, Fitzy playing his first game, is it?
I think he played round 1, didn't he?
Did he?
I think he played in the first round,
second
and then he
game.
got dropped. Yeah, But so there's a few guys coming through for Collingwood. But I think McIntosh, he's still named on a wing as well. So
yeah, he'll have, obviously last week he scored 47 or whatever it was, but he'll have games like that where he'll sort of score low, but expect him to have an 80 or 90 this week. So
I mean they've left him in the team. He's not a rookie either. He's been on their list for 3 or 4 years. I think he's been there for a little while. And they're keeping him in there. They're giving him games. So he might just be a bit of a slow burner like a Nathan Brown. I'd just keep him on the bench. I think there's not much point in trading him and not making much. So
definitely,
I might have to play him this week. I'm running out of players. And the last game,
I'm playing you this week.
Oh, you probably are. Poor old Lions have to face a Power who are going to be pretty keen to bounce back, I think, from last week. So, again, Power has to play the last game of the round up at the Gabba. But all eyes, I think, this week, Gracie, will be on Rockcliffe. I think Tommy Rockcliffe, if he pulls out a half-decent score, he might be the most traded-in player of the
I think if he gets anywhere like 95 to above, he'll be traded in next week. He's going to be about, 490 or something like that?
He's 490 now. He'll drop the break even to 199, so he'll be... who knows? Depends what he scores.
Jesus,
but
maybe I should just wait.
Yeah, I'm probably going to trade him in the following week, I reckon. So sort of catch him on the way back up. But look, he's looking very tasty. I mean, like I've said it a couple of times, it'll be annoying that everyone's going to have him, but he's just too good to miss. You can't pass on him, especially the way the midfielders are going this year. They all seem to be pretty down, except for a couple at the top. But he'll be right to go. But a couple of changes for Port Adelaide. Carlisle and Young are out, but
not too much to worry about there. Crackers,
nothing to worry about.
He's on the bench, but I'd say he'll still get a game. He's been playing very consistent football. So
interestingly, they've brought Impey and Cam O'Shea and Sam Colquhoun into the squad. They're all sort of small defenders as well. So hopefully Cracker gets up, but I don't think there'd be any problem. You might be the sub. It never has been. So
let's hope not. Hopefully, if you can, try and play him on your bench anyway, because it is the last game of the round. So obviously, there's not too much you can do about it unless you bring in another Port or Brisbane player. So
you're sort of stuck. What do you reckon about Robbie Gray for captain? Fife into Robbie Gray.
Tough one. I don't like leaving the captaincy to the last. I mean, when did I think I did? I might have done it a couple of weeks ago, and the only other time I've probably done it is when Ablett's been my captain. But
clearly,
I just feel a bit iffy because if you're relying on your captain in the last game to get you over the line, it just makes me very, very nervous, Fitzy.
That's it, yeah. You sort of like to start relaxing and switch off by that last game on Sunday, don't you? But, anyway, what trades are you thinking of doing this week, Gracie?
Well,
opening the Supercoach app as we speak.
Well, you did my trades today.
I did actually do your trades. He got a bit stuck, so I asked the expert, which is what the experts do.
Well, at the moment, it's going to be Alice Yeoman, Fitzy. I'd love to hold him with the break-even of 21, but I don't think I can. So Alice Yeoman to Mackenzie.
Yep.
So then that obviously gives me the link for Sard and Mackenzie, as well as I've got Nunes there as well. So
just to say that Mackenzie's pretty much a must-get this week. 117k. They're going to put a lot of games into him, so jump on. Yep.
And then I've got Heaney as well. So Heaney at the moment may go to Stevie J. So if not, If not, it might just possibly be the one trade and Heaney to Mackenzie and just keep Alice Yeoman, but that would mean I'd have to play Mackenzie and Cracker.
Yeah.
So
I don't mind the idea of either getting Steve Johnson or Tom Mitchell. I mean, you can really flip a coin between them. Look, worst comes to worst, I'm sure you can either keep Mitchell on the bench as a mid forward or trade one of them to a premium if they do drop off. So yeah. But that sounds pretty solid.
Yeah. What about you?
I'm at this stage. I'm still missing a number of players. So at this point in time, I'll be going Yalis Yeoman down to Mackenzie, which is I think probably one of the more common trades for this round.
Yep.
And at this stage, I'll go Hogan up to Brennan Goddard in the forward line, and I'll flick Robbie Gray or Goddard to help out in the midfield. So that's probably what I'll be doing this week. I don't quite have enough to get, say, Selwood, so I'll wait till next week, hopefully get a Rockcliffe or Selwood in then and start building up that midfield. But that'll give me 5 keeper forward, so that's not too bad. And then just play Tarrant on the end there. So, but Simpson still out, gives me a few headaches, but I think I'll just have to grin and bear it since defenders have been pretty ordinary this year. You can sort of get away with playing a couple of rookies down back, so sadly. But anyway, for me, I reckon Captain Gracie, I reckon I'll go VC Goldstein like we said before and go into Fife. I think that's a that's a pretty solid option this week. Maybe Goddard's had a couple of 130s, maybe him, but I think Goldstein could go 150 on Friday night. Hopefully.
Definitely. Yep. I'm thinking Goldstein as well into Fife.
Yep.
And if for some reason Fife's out, it'll be obviously Robbie Gray.
Yep.
Would be the other one. So.
Yep.
But yeah, that's about it, Fitzy.
That's it.
So if you have any questions, you can tweet us, Facebook us.
Snapchat.
No. I don't want Snapchats.
Yeah, you do.
But any questions, let us know, and we'll be back after the weekend. Good luck this week with your Supercoach.
All the best. Hooroo.